You're a big Kits fan. I know you when the kits and stuff were real. You're usually my go-to man because I know nothing about fashion, and you're quite a fashionable. I was going to say young gentleman, but I'll just go with...
I'm older than you.
Yeah, just gentleman. Is gentleman even apt?
Yeah.
Just fella. Just lad. They're very reliable footy headlines. To be fair, they are really, really good. They've caught wind of the designs that Nike have given to Liverpool if the deal to get Nike kits goes through with the Reds. They'll be on the screen now for everyone watching at home. Or if you're listening, go to footyheadlines.com and you'll see them on there. Yeah. The interesting one is the home kit. Let's start with the home kit first. Then it's the red, obviously. What they've said is that it's the same red as the Portuguese national kit, so it's a deeper shade.
It's not as dark as the current, but
it's light than what we've got now, but not as light as the previous kits.
See, this is the thing, isn't it? This is like trying to follow. This is like Jordan Henderson taking the captain's armband off Steven Gerrard. This is because you come in, you're the new, you want to set a tone, you want to stand out, but New Balance have kept that shade of red now for 3 seasons because it's lovely, and because whenever you see a Liverpool kit now that's bright red, going back to like, they called it like Shankly red, didn't the New Balance originally, or Warrior called it that maybe, and it just looks really tacky and in your face and cheap and old, and Nike are like, well, we need to make a bit of an impression here, but also probably like, oh God, we don't want to be the ones who bring back like the candy floss red Liverpool kits. So it's smart enough, isn't it? I mean, the imagery they've put out are all mock-ups, aren't they, of just the colour, and they've put a swoosh and a Liverpool badge on it, so we don't know what the kits are kind of going to look like.
But they've had wind of the colour of what the colour's going to be.
I mean, look, is the shocking revelation because it's Nike. Because Nike don't have, like, it's not like Adidas where you've got to insert 3 stripes on a kit somewhere. Nike's kits are not going to be too different to New Balance's kits because they don't have, other than you put the little swoosh on it. So what effectively they'll do is they'll just pick up where New Balance have left off here, because they're talking about there being the red kit, a greenish aquamarine kit, and then they'll do a black kit, because black kits sell bazillions for Liverpool locally and globally, and then you do a bit of a mad colour for the kids. New Balance have probably copied this idea off Nike themselves, and then Nike are just going to do exactly.
What do you think of the away kit, Ross? The green? It's marine turquoise is the fish. I love when they get these amazing colours. Yeah. I'll always remember what ecru is now. Yeah. It's off-white. Yeah. It's just a Liverpool had a kit that was ecru. So now I know what ecru is. Yeah. Marine turquoise green is the away kit, and like Paul said, they've gone for the dark grey slash.
It's no Toxic Thunder, is it?
It's not green.
Or the Warrior Space Invaders kit. It's not like that mad anymore. And then the third kit is the dark grey. In terms of Nike coming in and stuff like that, it looks like the deal's probably going to be done. Obviously, it's still going through court and that, but you'd expect along the way. I think the latest revelations were that it's actually going to be less money in terms of upfront. I think it was Paul Joyce said it was 30 million upfront. However, Liverpool are angling for 20% of the net profits, which, again, this is more forward thinking. Probably, I saw some people online saying, that's a bad deal. It might only be this, and this.
Like Liverpool never looked into it.
But my first point is, I imagine these lads can do sums. Someone's worked it out. Like, right, man, we could get this, but it's like someone saying to you, you'll get 50 up front and it's yours, 50 million, or here's 30 guaranteed, but the chance of making another X amount. It's just another innovative new deal. To be fair to FSG, commercially Liverpool now are just miles away. They are miles ahead of everyone, well, miles that they've ever been. And I remember, we've had conversations in the past, Paul, haven't we, about, we got left behind by Man United when the Premier League era come, and Man United had 20 sponsors and we had like 2. And it was nothing. Liverpool have got into a point now where they've, made themselves a top club, which brands want you, and now they're in a strong enough position where they can go and negotiate these potentially groundbreaking deals. It's all positive from their point of view.
Yeah, it's huge, isn't it? I'm on one, like, I don't buy the kit, so I don't really care about the colours more, as long as like it's the best deal for Liverpool Football Club. It's like, if there's more money for the transfers, and there's loads of rumours of people saying, if we get the Nike deal, we'll get Mbappe. I don't think that's strictly true. I think it might help a little.
But the fact was interesting one, probably to cut you off on the Paul Joyce thing, was that Nike do intend to use their stars to promote I think it was Drake. I didn't know Drake was as a Nike deal, but apparently Drake has a Nike deal, which fair enough. Serena and LeBron James were the 3 that he mentioned. Like,
but LeBron James does it anyway because
he owns a little bit of Liverpool, so it's in his interest. But in terms of raising profile of the club, even if the money was slightly less than someone was offering, to get Liverpool's profile raised by Drake and buy Serena Williams and buy LeBron is just, it's another worldy move.
Yeah, but it's that global reach that they've got anyway,
That's what
and
I'm
having
saying,
that of worldwide global reach that they have. On top of that, all these celebrities that people look up to. And everyone knows you chuck a celebrity on a brand, people will follow it and they'll buy it.
So the guy who took over Liverpool's commercial department, this has gone back about probably like it's probably around the Warrior time actually. Maybe yeah. And he was working for UGG at the time, and he was the one who made UGG a global brand because he didn't have a budget to spend on like billboards and all that, so he just product seeded. So he made sure like Beyonce was seen wearing them, and he gave them to big celebrities, and that's how you grow brand awareness. So all of a sudden,
Dre Beats was the same.
Well, yeah, you know, and all if you've got LeBron and Serena and Jake walking around in caps with the Live Bird on, then that you know you want that to become the Yankee sign. Is effectively what you're doing there. Yeah. You know, and that what Liverpool have done here, it reminds me of what Sony have done with Spider-Man and Marvel. It's like with this deal is like we know how big this can be, but we don't really, you know, the existing deal doesn't work for us because in Sony's case, they were making terrible Spider-Man movies and damaging their own brand effectively. Whereas you go to the people who are making the success, with the people who know how to do this inside and out, and go, right, you go and do it, but we'll just take the profits because we own the thing. And Liverpool taking that, someone sat there and gone, right, here's how many shirts Liverpool sell globally on a year by year basis, and here's how much money that's worth to us. Here's what 25% of that is worth to us, for example. And it's just a spreadsheet, and they've gone, huh. So you might find that although, let's say it's 30 million a year, and it's all talk, the talk is like Real Madrid and Barcelona are around 100 million a year, aren't they? With Adidas and Nike.
But that's going to lessen soon.
Absolutely. But then, so the headline figure of 30 million a year is reportedly 15 million less than the New Balance are prepared to or are currently offering or whatever. But there's just the thing where Liverpool could end up, and this is why all the reports are saying this could be the biggest kit deal of all time, because if we sell all of these things in terms of what it brings into Liverpool, there's a chance that it could exceed that 100 million mark. And I think you said it dead right there. It's a potentially very canny piece of business.
And it's also, what I would say is that based on like, the sales of kits now, I think at the point what was in Paul Joyce's column in the Times, Ross, was that the distribution of New Balance isn't that great in terms of where they can reach. I think Nike apparently said they can open 3,000 more markets they can reach than what New Balance do. And I think this is where New Balance are going to court, because they're actually saying, we've got a matching clause. Is the matching clause just for the cash? Or is it for Nike's distribution? New Balance can't offer you Serena Williams wearing a Liverpool kit to go out onto the Australian Open final in. Because they just can't. So not only that's the sticking point, but I think the point what Paul rightly said was that Liverpool shirts sell well now. A, Nike can open more doors, and B, again, I imagine, I don't know this, but like, I'll be honest, I never heard of Beats. I didn't know, and then all of a sudden all these celebrities bought them, and I was looking for a pair of headphones, and subliminally I thought, oh, Beats will be good. So I went and bought a pair of Beats. I mean, they're pretty crap, to be honest. But I think that's the kind of market we're getting into, is that celebrity culture now is the new... It's the new advertising. You don't need TV adverts, you don't need billboards. You need influencers. They're influencers, aren't they? You need the biggest start. I mean, they're like three of the biggest people on the planet. It's massive
by association, isn't it, Ross? It's like, you know, I've said this before. I'm gutted that they don't have the PES license anymore. But being FIFA, being the branded team on the front of FIFA, it just tells the world that Liverpool are on a higher level, basically.
It opens new markets as well, because if the likes of Serena Williams are wearing it, you're going to advertise that to people who don't necessarily know who Liverpool are or wouldn't necessarily follow them, but they'll actually go, oh, what's that? So you're already expanding on what you've got now. And the other thing that I think you get with Nike is, I think I asked a question on Twitter when it came about last week, and loads of complaints where New Balance tops run out all the time. So like the rotation, that's so I think
the goalie kit.
The goalie kit, I think that's only just come back out on pre-order. But people waiting like months and months for it. And
how many?
You can lose sales on that.
Absolutely, 100%. 100%. It should be any day now. That's fine.
I think it's out.
It was at the 30th of September.
The link's available on the Twitter account on the
It's true. I'm still waiting for mine to be delivered at Liverpool. Philippe Coutinho announced at Barcelona, and they put him out in that amazing Nike tracky top. How many people instantly went and bought that tracky top because of that? And that's what people do. People copy these idols. You know, and that's a within football example of it, just within a football example of it. You know, Serena Williams goes out in a Liverpool tracky top or Drake's there in a tracky top. There's just going to be millions and millions of followers. They don't give a fuck about Liverpool, but they'll go and buy that top just because they want the top.
I was going to say, there's a chance if this goes really well, Paul, like, as well as it can go in someone's head, because the night pitch will be this, is that look at there are certain brands of sport and gear that go away from sport and become fashion.
Yeah.
So the New York Yankees stuff, Oakland Raiders in America, the cap, I mean, only flat caps in the Oakland Raiders. There are certain sporting brands where you can cross the market from being Liverpool Footy Club, the football team, to you are now a fashion. You're a little live bird on a nice polo or whatever, and you're a fashion brand.
And all of a sudden, the decision, whether it's, we like it or not, and I'm not a massive fan of it, the decision to trademark the live bird, the decision to move away from the crest and move towards just the live bird,
more casual, isn't it?
All of a sudden makes perfect sense, because you're buying it because it looks like it's a nice thing. It's not, when it's got Liverpool Football Club written on it, you know what you're getting. You're buying it. You're getting more casual people, and there's loads of people who won't like that. But I don't think that has any negative impact on. It doesn't put different people in the stadium. It's just. Again, it's a fashion line. You just sell. It's like us selling Redmen t-shirts. There's Redmen t-shirts that have got Redmen written on it, but there's also ones that have got like Liverpool related stuff on it. You're just hitting a broader audience, effectively.
That's a model that's been set by PSG. I think they've done it with Nike and
a fashion brand.
Yeah, and Juve. Probably I think the pioneers to go and do it.
Change
the badge, change the whole thing, and
change the kit from stripes, because Americans thought it reminded them of the ref.
Yeah. So they just made it more subtle, and they've expanded into
black
fashion.
Half and half, haven't they? Yeah, I think Nike know what to do, and we might see a Liverpool Air Jordans kit in the future as well, which I think I'd actually quite like that.
I'd be made up.
I like that logo.
Yeah,
I like that Jordan logo.